Now I will tell you the difference that I felt when I went from Fiat to Renault. Okay, first of all, we have to understand that I did Fiat in late 1980s. Okay, Chris Bangle was my boss. So, and not only him, but at the beginning I was hired by him. So, it was another world, another life. Okay, today everything has changed. Okay, has changed. But anyway, when I started in Fiat, I felt, of course, extremely happy, and I am extremely happy that I went to Fiat in that period. Also because the Americans were there, I felt a little bit home coming from Pasadena, and the Italians that were there in terms of management, they were really cool people, and some of them are not with us anymore, and that's a sad news. But I can remember, other than Chris Bangle, Peter Davis, Mike Robinson, l'architetto Ermanno Cressoni, who will be and remain always in my heart, and a few others. And those people were very courageous, because they were managing young kids like me and a few others coming from abroad, but also coming from Italy, from some Italian schools. And we were in a period where design schools in Italy did not exist, because I started teaching in IAAD in 1992, and I started teaching in IED, opening the first transportation design department in Italy, the real one, in a real design school, which is IED, in 1994. And I was teaching in Art Center Europe on weekends basis, while I was a designer in Fiat. And this was between 1991 and 94. So this period was an incredible period. It was like a big adventure. We were like the pioneers of real design, modern design, car design in Italy. It's true. And and Fiat was the only company, big company, that had several foreign car designers, young car designers coming from design schools. Then you had also Alfa Romeo, but was different, was much more traditional. And then you had Istituto, what's called Idea Institute, that was a company that also had foreign people studying, working there as car designers, like for example Inori Arada, the Japanese guy that today is collaborating with design schools in Italy, and it's at Zagato. And Inori started his career in Idea. Inori and I were in the same class for a short period of time in Art Center, but he graduated before me. So he left and he went to Torino, which was his dream, to work for the Italian design as a Japanese designer. All right, so it was an incredible period of time. I worked 11 years in Fiat, and during those 11 years I did, I did my Fiat Cinquecento that you can see here. Okay, that's the real project, my real baby, this little car in every version. And I did this with a very young team of very young designers, Italians coming from IAAD, ex-students of mine. So this was done in 1993, 94, okay, 95. That's the period, and went into production in 97 or 98, if I remember right. And this car was my real big project. I participated to other projects as a very young designer, so of course I just gave my participation. And as much as I got a little bit older and I gained a little bit more experience, of course I had the chance to move up, to grow up, and also to become sort of a junior manager for in design for small cars. So there were some of those projects I made. There is also another one I made, which I'm very proud of. It was the Fiat Cinquecento Sporting, which was done, was the first one with the Abarth engine. And sometimes in Italy you can still see some of them with all those aerodynamic sporty kit. This was done with Zender Industries in Germany. And I developed the design, and they were developing the parts, for the Abarth category car. So this was very cool, and then there was the teaching in school. So everything was like, every day was something new, something to conquest. There were new targets, new missions, to accomplish. And after 11 years, of course, it's normal. You start feeling that maybe the time has come that you should move. You should move on to different experiences and change company. Because when I was studying in America, in Pasadena, that's one thing our teachers were telling us all the time. Hey guys, don't forget that the first 2-3 years, 4 years, 5 years in a company, then you have to move on with another company, because you have to think about your career. Because the only way to go up, increase your salary, improve your career, and learn more is to change company, change process, change people, change directors, managers, and take up new responsibilities. And that's exactly what happened. Grazie Eduardo, grazie. And that's exactly what happened. So when I felt I put this little car in production, I told myself, well, now I have a new portfolio, with few other stuff in it. I have the teaching experience. I mean, why not try? So I tried, and I sent few letters on the right, on the left, on the other side of the Alps, and Volkswagen and Renault answered. So I went first to Volkswagen in Wolfsburg, and I went there with my new portfolio, and they were very nice. Volkswagen was very nice, very professional. They sent to me the plane ticket, the hotel, everything reserved, so it was very nice. A car came to pick me up at the airport. I went to Wolfsburg, and I stayed 3 days there. To be honest, I did not like Wolfsburg that much. I was in a hotel in an area close to the downtown, but it was very industrial. At that time, I don't know how it is today. Probably it's going to be better. It's for sure better. But at that time, it was a very industrial city, with a lot of Italians, son of Italians that arrived there after the war or before the war. So it was like a district of Italy in a foreign country that was thinking constantly about Italy, but Italy of 50 years ago. So it was different for me, that I already had a little bit of experience in working in Italy, working in Poland, in Switzerland, traveling for work, 6 years in US. So for me it was a little strange. But anyway, I did my interview and it did not work out. They decided that I was not ready to join their team, and that's okay. They were very honest. They sent me small letters saying, explain to me that the time was not mature enough. So okay, and few months later was Renault. So I got my interview in Lyon, which is south of France, very close to Torino, around 3 hours by car. So I took my Fiat Barchetta, my black Fiat Barchetta, and I went to with my portfolio in Lyon, and I went for my interview, and this time it worked really well, and that's how my adventure with Renault started, and I was very, very happy, very, very happy. And a few months later, I announced to Fiat that my resignation letter. I worked until the last day possible because the big boss asked me to complete the work I was doing, because we were all over there. Also, we were almost ready to complete the project, and I was a design manager of this project. Okay, so I said, "Don't worry, I will do it." I own everything to Fiat. Fiat. I learned so much. And then in January 2000, 17th of January in year 2000, I took my train with 2 luggage and I went to Paris. So 7 hours of train, and when I arrived there, there was a colleague Italian that was already working in this design center, in Techno Center, and he came to pick me up, speaking Italian because I did not speak any French at that time. And he explained to me a little bit how it works, and he took me to the residence, and the day after he took me to Renault. I got my car because they gave me a car, and the whole thing started. Now, how can I describe the difference between how I felt when I was in Fiat and how I felt and I still feel since I am in Renault? When I got into Renault, I felt that I was getting into the future, because the Techno Center of Renault, I don't know if you guys know the architecture where I work, it was so futuristic. And in Fiat, I was still in the old Mirafiori, building that was not very futuristic. It was still like the 50s or the 70s, So when I got to Renault, I said, "Oh my God, I can't believe it. I will work here." So that was the first thing I felt. And I told myself, "Wow, this is jackpot. I am in the future." So I was very proud of that. I was very proud of myself, because I said, "Luciano, bravo, you made it." I mean, you needed to make a change. The first change you make after your first job, it's very important, because whether you go up or you go down, you can sink. It can be a failure. And here we start on a very good, solid basis. So I took pictures of the exterior, because inside I could not take, and I took pictures with my camera at the time, because we did not have iPhones yet. We could not take pictures yet with my mobile phone at that time was Motorola, I think, with the flip. and I sent the pictures to my family, of course, because I was living in the north of Italy. My family is from south, and so it was very nice. It was very nice, and still today, after 22 years, I have to tell you that it's very nice, because during those 22 years, many things happened and changed, and my career also improved. My salary improved, everything improved, because you work hard, you work on projects. I started as a design manager, and then I became a senior design manager, which means a manager with experience, with few, let's say, degrees, okay, or grades, as you want to say, and I start traveling a lot, Romania, Russia, Spain, and recently, like 4 or 5 years ago, then India, and then I did the Twizy that is over there, okay, all right. So the Twizy, and then I have also the Kangoo. Wait, I go and get the little model so that you can see Okay. And then I made the Kangoo. This model, I was the design manager of this one. The full lineup of vehicles were so many, because when you make a commercial vehicle, an LCV that is also a VP, so for family, you have a double production, you know. And so a lot of projects, important projects, where I learned also how to become a better politician within Renault design management, so that I can get easier what I think it's important for the project. Because you know, you have always the strategy, you know, the management strategy, the design strategy to defend, to take, to bring, you know, in those meetings. And after the Twizy, which is the last one that went into production, I had the great chance to go to China, because I really wanted to go to China. And to be honest, you know, I was almost thinking to write to Chinese companies and go to Shanghai, you know, stuff like that. And then Renault asked me to go to China. So, of course, I accepted, and I went and for Jinbei, for the Jinbei brand, that today it's in a big mess. But anyway, I spent there basically 2 years. I worked there 2 years, almost 1 year living there. So I really changed completely. I closed my house here, and I was an exchange worker over there with a car in a very nice apartment, and I was responsible for the design of the Jinbei brand, connected, of course, always to my boss here in France. So I worked with the Chinese for the first time. Of course, we are speaking English, but I made an incredible experience. Beautiful people with who I'm still in contact via WeChat. Okay. And it was beautiful. It was a little bit too cold during the winter, minus 20 degrees, because it's far more east of China, almost close to North Korea, okay, and Russia, Mongolia, more or less, Manchuria, that area, you know. And but anyway, beautiful town, very modern. Everything is so big. Sometimes it looked a little bit like USA, you know. But of course, different type of life, different type of rules, you know. It's normal. But once you understand the rules, you are respectful of the country that is hosting you, giving you hospitality. It's fine. You have a nice life, tranquil. You work well. You make things, and we made a product. We made another LCV very similar to the Kangoo for Jinbei, with a design that went into production and was selling really well. And I can say that the exterior design was mine, and the interior dashboard was mine, because when I arrived, this car was stuck. This project was stuck. They were not moving forward, and the timing was always getting short. So when I arrived there, I decided that there was no time to do sketching. We worked directly on clay modeling, and I was doing very quick sketches, and then following directly on alias modeling all the models, making the meetings with the suppliers, and then at the end, in 8 months, 9 months, working like hell, also Saturdays and Sundays, with those incredible Chinese people. We were having fun also. I have lots of videos of us having fun while we are working, okay, making jokes with the music and stuff. Things are very unusual for them, but I brought a little bit of Italian craziness, if you want, and we worked very hard, and we made it. We made it. It was a great success. And then sad thing is that financially the company went a little bit upside down. Renault doesn't know what to do with it, so they are discussing. And of course, my role ended, and so I came back. And when I came back, I started a new adventure again into the LCV design studio with my boss Louis Moras. And the interesting thing is that, as you know, Renault started the hydrogen LCV lineup that soon will come into production. And the good thing is that we built a new company that's called Idea. Maybe you saw some of the products, the prototypes on LinkedIn, on my Facebook page, or on my Instagram. So I became a sort of design consultant for Idea, for the new brand that will make, using Renault products, hydrogen production vehicles. And this is a joint venture done with Plug Power in USA, which is an expert in that type of technology. So you see, it's a year and a half I'm working with them, and we made 3 running prototypes, plus the battery module prototype that was shown a week ago. So you see, new products, new experiences, new things. You never end up in, and that for example, that product of making the battery hydrogen system, this is for Eduardo. It's a product design. You can see, Eduardo, check my Instagram. You will find all the pictures of this. I published them a few days ago. That's product design. It's not a car, but I sketched it. I've designed it with a very talented designers. They are car designers, and they also do products, and it works perfectly. And everybody were very, very happy when we made the big show, when it was announced the beginning of IVIA activities for the production lineup to be made. So I'm reading some of your comments. Vikas, hello sir, I'm happy to inform you I have been selected to internship in Bangalore, India, design intern. All right, congratulations Vikas, I'm very happy for you, bravo. Thank you for sharing your knowledge. All right, so everybody, virtual clap to Vikas, bravo, 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 bravo. Congratulations, come on guys, everybody. I want to see claps, virtual claps. Hello sir, I'm Mahendra from India. Ciao Mahendra, welcome. If you are new here, you have to become a subscriber, okay, a follower, and put your like. All right, after completing BTech, there you go, in automobile engineering, which is gonna be useless for you if you want to be a car designer. Okay, in your case, Mahendra, you have 2 options, bachelor or master. You already did the BTech, therefore probably you want to do a master. But if you really want to become a car designer, you have to go for a bachelor in transportation design, not for a master. Okay, that's my opinion, and I won't change it. Yes, I start seeing lots of virtual club. That's very nice. Thank you, thank you. All right, so I finished for today. I hope that what I told you was useful. I gave you also a little bit of my inside stories. If you want to offer me a coffee, you can hit always the super chat, the super sticker, and you better do. Okay? And I will be here next week sketching again with the pen. Okay? So I think that let's go for with the pen for a while, because it's important. It's important that you learn how to exercise using a big pen that is a little bit more complicated than a pencil, and it's not really that easy. So the cross-hatching technique is important. Patriot, I love think about new technology. Yeah, and but Patriot, that's exactly what designers do. We think about those things and then we make a storytelling. And once we have clear our storytelling, which is responding to the brief of a project, of a given project, then we start sketching according to that storytelling. All right. Okay, so now I am ready to tell you goodbye. There is a Formula 1 Grand Prix. Don't forget, go and check it out this Sunday. Ciao. 1, 2, 3, go for some music. Bye-bye. Ciao.